guys, Shiny Hunter Bobby here, and we finally did it. We have completed the Soul Silver badge quest after almost 2 years. I'll get more into the specific of stats for all of this, but this phase took 6,086, and it's just unbelievable that I'm finally here. I really just can't believe it. I'm gonna give a volume warning because I do scream like a little girl, because this is the longest cumulative amount of encounters for a single Pokemon I've ever done, and it's just crazy. I was just trying to film a time lapse for a short, stay consistent, and it has become a big project. So I'm going to show you everything I do, fighting Red, beating Gary and all of the Elite Four and the Champion again, and showing off my team. I will do a proper showcase of everything at another time, but for now I will just let you watch this insane reaction. Guys, Shiny Hunter Bobby here. I got the whole fucking fam here today. I need everybody's support. Let's all press the ball button at the same time, okay? All right, ready? Go. Ball one. Come on. Come on. Please. One. It broke out. Oh my god, please don't flee on the first ball. Okay. Okay. It's still here, guys. It's still here. It's still here. Okay. I need you guys' emotional support here. Stay.
We're gonna give you energy.
Energy.
Energy. Positive energy.
2, 1. Come on. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Yes! I'm fucking finally! I'm gonna freak out. Yes! Yes! Finally! 7 fucking times the charm. I need to get out of here. I will name it at the name. I'm not going to name it right now. I don't even care, dude. I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here and save. I need to get out of here and save. Retire. Retire. Oh my god. It's fucking over. Finally. It's finally over. It's finally over. Oh my god. Yes, I had the most fun. That was the most fun. Save. Oh. Oh. Please.
Ow!
Oh.
That was my bad hand.
Oh, it's a goddamn miracle. Oh my god. Oh, look at it.
Oh my god. No way.
It is so cool. It is a serious nature. Oh, my first ever safari Pokemon. Oh my god. I need to breathe. Let's go throw it out, dude. I gotta see this thing in battle. Oh my goodness. Finally. Finally, that was insane. I literally did like 70 encounters today after fucking...
you know, using my calculator because he's died.
Yeah, just, get off work, just fucking do some shiny hunting. 70 encounters later. Let's look at it. A regular Hoppip. And... shiny Larvitar. Look at it.
Oh my god.
I can't believe I fucking finally did it.
Awesome.
See, I needed your guys' energy to help me catch that. Alright. Shiny Hunter Bobby signing off. I can't even speak. As you can see, I was pretty excited for all of that. And I could barely speak. I couldn't even say name rater or sign off properly. But here I'm just trading over Larvitar to Platinum, because if you've played Soul Silver or Heart Gold, you know how hard it is to level up your Pokemon, especially when it isn't evolved. So I had to go for a little training session in Platinum, do it with the Versus Seeker. And here's that. And I mean, I just can't get over how cool that Larvitar was, and how unlucky I was in the Safari Zone. I couldn't even get a freaking Marsh Zone shiny to stay, so I was pretty excited about this. So here is us battling and showing off the evolutions for both Pupitar and Tyrannitar. So I'll put some music over and let you watch that. Here he is, shiny Tyrannitar in the flesh. I was so happy to be able to finally see him in person. Can't believe he's on my team. Having a Safari shiny is so cool. I've had done so many cool hunts during this entire badge quest, but this is definitely one of the coolest, especially for a pseudo-legendary. I've tried to never really take the shortcut like for Dratini and Eevee. I didn't do the game corner mostly because I didn't want to deal with that stupid game, but I mean, I love him so much. He's so cool. I ended up figuring out a name for him later, which you'll see, and I think it fits, especially with his typing. But there he is, and I've just been so excited. But it's time to send him back home to Soul Silver. Don't worry, he'll be back in Platinum after I get my butt whooped by Red. But still, it is really cool to see this and to see a sprite. I actually really prefer the Soul Silver and Heart Gold sprites over Platinum. I think the Platinum sprites look kind of goofy, but he's coming back home, back on the team. Poleon's going back. These are none of my childhood games, so I usually like to do a playthrough for the game that I'm going to be ending up badge questing, which, spoiler alert, is going to be Platinum. Platinum is going to be my next big badge quest. And I'm really excited for that one. I'm still debating on what starter I want to hunt, so if you have any suggestions for which one, let me know for your favorite. But for now, we are flying over to Goldenrod City because it's time to actually give a name to this guy. And I was watching The Sopranos during my time lapse, and I think it really fits him. I think it's a perfect name, especially considering the dark typing. I think it's a good name, so we ended up giving him the name Soprano, which I think will be pretty cool. But now it is time to put that training to use. It is going to be fighting against Gary, the final gym leader and the final gym badge that I need to get for this badge quest. Like I said, there's still going to be some things I want to do after doing this, but this is the first on the priority list. So once I name him, I'm going to be heading over to Viridian City to fight the 16th gym member and get the 16th gym badge, which was honestly a pretty easy fight. I'm not very over leveled right now, and I'm never really over leveled, and especially when I go against the Elite Four for the second time and fight the champion for the second time, I end up being pretty under leveled, and definitely against Red, even after I send them on a training montage, which I won't show because I won't make you sit through all that. But I mean, I was still, my highest level ended up being 75 with Dragonite, and the lowest was 70. But for right now, they're sitting around high 50s and 60s, and Tyrannitar's only level 55 right now. And of course, I did the puzzle first try. Don't mind what that was. But but now we are going to see our baby's first real murder. He just had the EXP share when using Platinum, so this is his first real battle, and he did pretty well. And I mean, his attack stat is insane. He OHKOs like it's nothing, and I love it, especially with stab dark type moves against the psychic type. I mean, he puts in work. Boom, OHKO like nothing. He really is pretty good, and I'm really happy to have him on my team. I definitely have a pretty overpowered team. I have 2 pseudos, so it's definitely a pretty strong team, but I love the Pokemon so much. And of course, I never make mistakes, and yep. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, I didn't make any mistakes. What are you talking about? But here we are. Time to finally fight Gary. I'm gonna put on his gym leader music and let you see how this fight plays out. Thank you guys. go. We did it. This would technically be the end of the badge quest. We got all 16 badges and we got a shiny before each badge quest, but I want to completely beat this game, especially with this team that I think is one of the coolest teams, and I want to see it in the Hall of Fame, because my team from when I first beat the Elite Four and the Champion was way different. Only a couple of the Pokemon I used actually stayed, like Ampharos and Slowbro, and I think the other four are completely different. Tyrannitar wasn't on there, Dragonite wasn't on there, Snorlax wasn't on there, and and Heracross. So I had 3 entirely new members to my team from when I actually started. So I went over to Professor Oak Lab, got the HM for Rock Climb, and got myself ready to go beat the Elite Four, which honestly was not too hard. I didn't have to do any extra training or leveling up. It was a pretty easy endeavor. I was pretty excited though to see it in the Hall of Fame, and once I actually beat the Elite Four and get to the champion, once I'm talking to you from the end and seeing the end screen and everything, I'll give all the stats for this entire badge quest. So I headed in, and of course I beat it on the first try. Definitely watch, just trust. No, but this is one of the best Elite Fours, especially the second. And yeah, no, I did not beat the first try. I beat the second try. It was definitely all my fault. I definitely did some misplays that got me killed on the last Elite Four member. But this Elite Four is one of the coolest. So here I am on my second try, going in to fight the champion, and I just have to say I can't get over how good the second fight through the Elite Four is. It's all Gen 1 through Gen 4. It's all different Pokemon, and it's super cool. So I'm gonna play the battle music again. I know you're getting a lot of battles back to back, but I think it's gonna be really worth it once you see. Of course, you can just skip ahead, but it's really cool to see my entire team in the Hall of Fame. It's awesome. Guys, we did it. I can't believe it. We still have one other big thing we have to do, and I want to set up for my next hunt. But we are pretty much done with the badge quest, and I thought this would be a good time to go over all the stats for everything. This entire badge quest took a total of 194,601 encounters, at least the ones I counted. I got lazy and did not count the encounters for Slowpoke, which did not take that long. It was not a very long hunt, so it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but this entire badge quest had 21 phases, 1 random shiny, 5 total fails, 4 from the safari, and 1 was our shiny Ho-Oh. And this has been a long journey. Started in October 6, 2024. That's when I caught my first shiny, the Chikorita. And that was a year and 10 months and 15 days ago. Not from when I recorded this, but from when I got my next shiny. And I'm just so excited to be done. And now I get to look at my final team with Mick the Slowbro, who has been MVP in many battles. Joe the Snorlax, an absolute tank. Throw some leftovers on him and he will carry the team. We got, this is one of my favorite shinies, Bella the Heracross, a female with the heart on the top. Just beautiful. And Soprano the Tyrannitar. One of the hardest hunts I've ever done and the longest one I've ever done for now. We have Butterbean the Dragonite. She is awesome. She literally defeated a fighting type Elite Four member all by herself. She's goated. We have Lewis the Ampharos, who took 3 phases, and to get it took 34,000 encounters. And I mean, just look at that team. I mean, that's one of the coolest shiny teams I think I could have built. And I'm so proud of myself for doing it. It looks so good. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. I'm going to do the red fight next. And I'm pretty excited. Especially with this next fight coming up. Because, like I said earlier, I like to play the game before I actually do my badge quest. So I did a Soul Silver playthrough. And I got to red and I could not beat him. Even after catching Mewtwo and trying to use a bunch of overpowered legendaries, I could not do it. So I feel like that kind of shows that it's kind of lame to just try and brute force your way, and you should do it with Pokemon you actually love. Even though a lot of my Pokemon are super strong, I have some shiny legendaries on my team in my box, but I didn't want to use them because it's not my team. It's not the team I used to beat the Elite Four and become champion again. So it was really, really just really cool. This is my first time ever beating Red. So this was my first attempt, and I got whooped. So I figured out that I needed to use Tyrannitar first, get control of the weather, and stop that hail with my Sandstream. It took a few resets because the Pikachu would OHKO Tyrannitar, but I was able to eventually have him miss the Iron Tail and get off an Earthquake, but it was not good enough. I ended up doing a misplay, and instead of using Outrage, I used Fly, and I was not able to have enough HP left over from Charizard hitting me with a Dragon Pulse to live my own Sandstream. I would have died anyways with the hail, so it's like, it was just a misplay all around. But, it's just so cool. I really love this battle. I love how hard Soul Silver is, and I know it's kind of cringe to say that, like, oh, Gen's so much better, used to be so much harder. But I just really like hard games, so it's just a personal preference. And here's me getting flinched by an Air Slash, which really started the downfall. I needed to be perfectly lucky to be able to beat them, being 20 levels under his lowest level Pokemon. So here's me doing the misplay of hitting Fly instead of Outrage. Dragon Pulse just brings me down way too low and I die, and that's when I decided it's time to send my team off to Platinum for a little bit of a training arc. And I got all of them to at least level 70. The highest level was Dragonite, level 75. And I was able to actually do it once I got them a little bit higher level. They were still very underleveled, but they weren't constantly outsped in O code, and I didn't need every single blizzard to miss and just get extremely lucky every single time, and one bit of unluckiness could end the entire fight. So here is my final attempt at red, and the one I am able to beat him. So I'll let you guys watch that with his music, because the music in Soul Silver is awesome. I don't know if you can tell, but I love to play the theme music for the battles, because I think it's just some of the best music. And I know there's a lot of problems with Soul Silver, but they get a lot of things right, and I love so many aspects of this game. So I will let you watch me do my final battle. did it. So now we get to go to Cerulean Cave and try to get this shiny Mewtwo. This has been a real quest. This is probably the coolest game to do a badge quest in because it's one of the only ones with 16 badges, and well, the only one. And I just want to give a shout out to my sister for watching all my videos. If you are somehow watching this, I know you're at uni right now and probably don't have time to watch a long ass video like this, but I appreciate everything you do. I love you. And I mean, this has just been awesome. I'm really excited to finally be done with this, and I'm kind of disappointed. This has been really fun. It's been taking up a lot of my time, and it's, like I said, it's been a real quest. So I'm gonna let you guys watch my first encounter for the Mewtwo. I'm gonna just do this hunt on the side, and I'm gonna eventually start the Platinum Badge quest. So let me know what starter you think I should hunt for. I'm currently between Chimchar and Turtwig. I don't really know about Piplup. I'm not too big of a fan of its shiny. But I will catch y'all in the next one. Good luck on the rest of your hunts, and I hope you have a good one.